Well, hello and welcome to
Hello.
Bear Care Corner. It just like never pops up right away for me, like it does on Barnside. I don't ever know why.
Full of surprises.
Never know.
Gail's here.
Hi,
Hello.
Gail. So I'm Andrew, the animal care manager.
And Nicole, senior animal caregiver
And we're here in the Bear Care Corner station with Sadie girl. Where'd she go?
Oh, she went that way.
Miss Ma'am.
She's been very busy and very exceptionally cute today.
Yes. The last few days, like she's just doing stuff really cute right now. Today we're going to be giving you mostly an update on Winifred because we just had a vet out to look at her hoof. So welcome to Bear Care Corner, where we'll give you animal care updates and talk about all the nerdy resident care things happening here at the sanctuaries. While we wait for folks to tune in, the main subjects, Winifred will give a few updates on the other residents. Ray's going back for his recheck on Thursday.
Yep.
Yes. Hi, Deb. Thank you. Rainy Minnesota. It is nice and sunny here.
Yeah, not too hot either.
Can't really tell.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Yes.
no, it's actually a really nice
It's a
day
beautiful
today.
day.
Yep.
Yeah, so Ray has his recheck for his dental, his abscess on his tusk, kind of deep down in there, and he's been on 4 weeks of antibiotics, so he's getting rechecked on Thursday, which means sedation and RADs, which are x-rays, to see if there's been an improvement.
Yeah, we're hoping for some progress
Everybody
there.
cross your fingers.
Yeah. If not, basically we'll kind of just be discussing with our vet team next steps. So fingers crossed that everything works out for Ray.
Yes. We're really hoping that there has been improvement, although oral antibiotics typically don't have great penetration deep down for those kind of dental things. However, we're going to do our best to see what his options are. One of them is tusk removal, so we might end up going there. Hopefully not, but that is an option. So that's Ray's update. Hi, Linda from Vancouver. Hi, Deb from Minnesota. Hi, Gail from Long Island, New York. I've never been there. I've been to New York, not Long Island.
Same.
So many different little pockets and communities in New York. So we're going to get talking about Winifred. She just was up in our pig chute for about half an hour, getting a little, we'll have some more like, Sadie girl. Sadie's hanging around. She was up in the pig chute probably about half an hour, getting her hoof pretty much wrapped, and it was a very interesting process.
Yeah, it was very cool.
A video that Nicole took. There was a bunch of layers to it, so we'll have to like actually edit the videos to make them watchable. But there was a lot that went into.
Yeah, it was very cool. We had one of the doctors from OVC, so the doctor who was on Winnie's case when she was in the hospital, come out. Basically, instead of having this done in hospital with sedation, which is tricky with pigs, and it was tricky for her while she was in the hospital. Yes. So basically, we've chosen to have the vet come out on site to be able to do this kind of like external fixation for the fracture on site in our pig chute with no sedation, and it went pretty well. She was a little bit. There was a lot going on. The poor girl's been through a lot, but we're thrilled that it was done on site. No sedation. She didn't have a trailer ride or anything. The vet was happy with how she looks. So basically what was happening in that video, there were many components to what was done.
This is like one of the 20 steps.
Yeah. So basically it's on Winifred's front left hoof. It's the lateral claw, so the outside one that has the broken bone in it. So basically there's a big wooden block for her medial toe, the inside, just to basically distribute to distribute all of her weight onto that non-broken claw. And then basically it was wrapped up in this plastic custom
putty.
Custom molded little.
Off and then it gets soft, it gets hard again.
Yeah, basically this little like custom prosthetic that kind of keeps it all together with glue and some molding, and then it's all taped on her foot basically. So we're hoping that it stays on. The vet has experience with this in goats, sheep, and calves, never a pig. So it's always kind of exciting when we're able to try new things and when the vets are able to try new things, because it contributes to our knowledge base and to their knowledge base as well. So that's always really exciting for us to be able to try something new. This is kind of what they decided the vet team would be the best option for her. So we're giving it a try. Ideally, this stays on as long as possible. 2 to 3 months.
Yeah,
We'll
while
see.
she's on stall rest.
Yeah, we'll see
As
how it
long as
goes.
possible.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Pigs tend to be like notoriously hard on casts and bandages and anything that
That's why
goes
this
on
whole
their feet.
situation is tricky. Like even when they discovered a broken toe, there was no easy
Yeah.
answer. It wasn't like, oh, do X, Y, and Z. You know, put her in a sling or get her to bed rest for 6 weeks. It's not an
Yeah.
option for pigs.
Yeah. So none of the options were great, but this is kind of what we came to in agreement. So this is like the best option. So we will see how it goes, but she did really well. So basically she just has her little booty on. I was very impressed with how she walked when she came out of the
Yes.
chute, because I was very much expecting, you know, her being really awkward on that foot, not wanting to put weight on it. Like if you've ever put like booties on a dog for the winter time, like very like awkward steps like this, but she right away came out looking really good. So hopefully that'll stay on. If it stays on for like a short period of time, we might kind of reassess and build it a little bit differently next time.
We have the supplies here to do it ourselves.
Yes,
so they were coming here to show us. We could definitely manage that on our own for the next one. I think on the next trip up in the chute, she might have like a little, not a full sedation, but just a little something to take the edge off. She did get pretty fidgety in there, but so would I if I was hanging up for half an hour.
Yeah, exactly. And it was, you know, a little bit uncomfortable because she does have pain meds on board, but there is, you know, a fracture there.
Yeah, so some movement of the toe initially. And she was reacting to that. And
Yeah.
now it's all kind of glued together in a way.
Yeah, she looks
Sylvia
very
from
cute.
Montreal, Mary, thanks for tuning in. Sylvia's asking, can you tell if Winnie has pain? So it's something, how we first noticed something was wrong, and it was kind of intermittent. Like she'd look kind of bad one day and like look better the next. So it's usually a lameness that you would see pain. Also, there's presence of swelling a little bit.
Yeah.
She's on pain meds.
Yes. And overall, she seems very comfortable. Like even before she had her
lameness
diagnosis,
coming out of the
she's walking really well, eating very well, otherwise acting normally. So those are kind of other things that can indicate pain in the residents, like any changes in behavior, appetite, things like that. And she's doing extremely well. So she seems comfortable and happy.
Yes.
And we're hoping that she'll be more comfortable with this booty on as well, because basically it's taking the pressure off of that broken bone that she's been walking on for probably a month-ish now. So it's ideally taking all the pressure off of that. So hopefully that'll continue to keep her more comfortable as well. So fingers crossed for our girl, but she did great.
It's going to be a waiting game. Now it's a waiting game. We're going to keep checking that. I'm going to call it a cast. It's not quite like officially a cast. It's kind of a cast. We're going to check that regularly. Reapply as needed, and then recheck RADS x-rays in 2 to 3 months. And that'll tell us a lot how the bone is, what it's doing.
Yeah, exactly. Because we're hoping to see an improvement, that like the fracture will kind of start to, like, the bone will come back together where it needs to go as well. So that's best case scenario, is in 2 to 3 months it's going well. If not, then we'll kind of have to reevaluate our game plan. But either way, she will continue to be on stall rest, that's I think the most difficult part of this is she is in a much smaller space than she's used to. That's the number one thing that's going to help her the most. The little fixation on her foot, the support is very helpful, but the number one thing for her is basically reduced activity and energy levels. And we weren't really sure how she was going to do when she came home, because she came home, Thursday? I think Thursday last week. So she's been home for the weekend, and we didn't really know, was she going to get home and be panicked and, trying to escape and stressed out. But she's been doing really well. She'll come up and for a little nose boops, but she's eating well. She's not super panicked, trying to, she doesn't seem stressed out. So we're off to a good start. So we'll see how it goes. Then we do have the option of some additional medications, again, to kind of help keep the edge off a little bit. Enrichment as well. Obviously, we do want to keep her calm and quiet during this time, but something like a little treat ball or a little tarp time, forage, sprinkle around.
Volunteers have been picking her grass, which she'd be normally out grazing right now. So kind of a
Yeah.
little bit of a sad time of year for this to be happening, because it's a very exciting time for the pigs to be outside and
Yeah.
do their bogs and all that. And she's unfortunately stuck inside, but that's the best for her right now in terms of
Yeah.
healing, because this would not heal if she was still out
Yeah.
doing her normal activities.
Yeah, definitely not. And actually, when the day that she came home from the hospital, it was, I think, the hottest day last week. So
so
she
hot.
got home while we were finishing everything in her stall. I just gave her a bucket of water while she has a fancy little auto water, so it fills up automatically. Very easy to keep it clean. Pigs, especially when they're bored on stall rest, love dumping waters. It's like one of their all-time
their go-to.
Even if they're not on stall rest, they love dumping waters. It's just fun for them. They're very passionate about it.
Yeah.
So as soon as she got home from OVC, I gave her a bucket of water after the trailer ride. She dumped it immediately into her beautiful fresh shavings and was trying to make a little bog, or she basically did make a bog in
Yeah.
the shavings. It was extremely cute, but we made sure to get it cleaned up right away. So she just have a fan in her stall to help keep her cool.
Yeah, we'll probably be spraying with water soon.
Yeah, a little, like maybe even like getting some mud from the bog and putting it on her,
They've
things
had to
like
do that
that.
before with pigs and stall rest.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
eventually we could reassess, like, does she have like a little tiny outside area that could go either way? It could be just enough enrichment to, give her something to do, but it also could mean like she'd be seeing her family maybe a little bit more stress. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
kind of playing it by ear, and again,
Yeah.
a waiting game. So that's
Yeah.
why do you guys have a portable X-ray type machine? We are not
I wish.
allowed to.
Yeah, radiation is
But-
extremely regulated by the
Yes.
government. I mean, for good cause, it's pretty
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah.
But we do work with vets who have portable X-ray and ultrasound machines who can come out. Unfortunately, especially for pigs, there are limitations with what they can do on site in terms of how powerful they are. For example, like for Winnie, I think we'll have a pretty easy time because it's lower on the foot. But once you get further up and there's a lot more that the machine has to shoot through, you tend to kind of lose details.
Machines usually aren't powerful enough, or the pig will require a bit more sedation, which we don't really do too much on site if we can help it. But yeah, doing X-rays on site is going to be our go-to for her recheck,
Yes.
because that avoids a whole trip.
Transport,
Yeah, transport.
yeah.
Like that could re-injure her. So
Definitely.
that's our plan. We're going to get that booked out for 2 to 3 months. We'll kind of see what that looks like, and then get her up in the chute again. And once she's up in the chute, her feet will just kind of be there.
Dangle, yeah.
Dangling, and we'll be able to just they'll do it, but we'll be there to put the plate and shoot through the area that we need to see. So
Yeah, so yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yes.
I just keep saying it's going to be fine. Her booty is going to stay on for as long as we need it. Everything's going to work out because
Yeah.
it's what is the phrase? Uncharted territory?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've dealt with a lot of things with pigs, but not this specific type of injury and this specific type of aftercare and stall rest as well. And the vet team does have a lot of experience, but not so much with this specific kind of injury in a
Yeah.
pig. So we're doing the best we can, learning as we go. So I think we'll definitely learn a lot from this that we'll definitely be able to, apply to future cases as well. I mean, hopefully nobody else ever breaks a bone.
we've never had
but
a broken toe here before with
Yeah,
a pig.
yeah.
I don't even know. We're not even sure how it happened.
Yeah, that's the thing, because it happened at a very weird time of the year as well, that, it was like very early spring, but there wasn't a lot of mud outside at that
Yeah,
point.
no.
Shockingly, they didn't really have a lot of outside access at that point while we were resetting
Yeah, they didn't have their full pasture yet.
Yeah. So sometimes, that transition period between winter and spring, when there's big ruts in the ground from the mud and they freeze, and you just end up with these
we've
big.
had like worse areas like that at the other property.
Yeah. So something like that, it's so easy, a little ankle twister or something, but there was
For
no.
a break. So
Yeah.
They've had soft tissue. They'll
Yeah.
get running, and they have those two toes, and sometimes those will get kind of not split apart, but like
Yeah, like
twisting
splayed a bit.
If you go running randomly, you could twist your ankle, or even step on a rock and twist your ankle. Like
Yeah,
those things happen. But
definitely.
I've never seen a toe break like this. So
Yeah.
fingers crossed. She heals
Yeah.
up really well. Hi Helen, thanks for tuning in. Cold again in Montreal. It's chillier
Yeah.
here.
By now, it's probably, I don't know, like 12 to 15
going up to
centimeters.
15.
Yeah, centimeters. Oh my god.
Like no way.
Celsius.
Yeah, there was a frost warning last night, so I covered my flowers.
Yeah, to have that this late, like usually, because we just had the long weekend here, so usually like after that weekend, like you're good to have your plants out for the season.
The rule of thumb.
Yeah, but not this year.
Yeah, so you're like officially May 24, which it's not quite the 24th
Yeah.
of May, so maybe we'll wait until then.
Yeah,
but,
one more week.
yeah, I don't think it wasn't too frosty this morning though. Maybe it didn't hit us. We're in like a little different microclimate.
Yeah, who knows?
That's true. The pig feet are something that we are constantly aware of.
Achilles' his gorgeous toes.
Checking.
Oh.
He does.
We'll
Like,
tell
we're
him
just-
that. He'll
yeah,
really appreciate it.
He'll really enjoy that.
Oh.
Yeah, like they can get hoof cracks, they can get all kinds of issues, and they're just bred to be absolutely massive. It puts a lot of strain and pressure on their little teeny ballerina tiptoes
Yeah.
that can get these issues that they might not have gotten in the wild or things like that. So.
Yeah, almost pedicured. I mean, they are because
Yeah, literally, we do stuff to them every day.
Yes, yeah, because all the pigs, they get their health checks every 6 weeks, but every 12 weeks, so every other health check, they're getting a hoof trim, unless they need it sooner.
Unless they're Sammy.
Yeah, or a Sammy, someone like Sammy whose feet grow or hooves grow at an extraordinary rate.
I've never seen somebody grow their hooves that quickly.
Yeah.
And it's tusks too. It's like anything
Yeah.
like that is just...
It grows like
He
wild.
usually ends up being every 6 weeks. It's
Yes.
like, I don't know how they grow that fast.
Yeah, yeah. So every 12 weeks, and then we have the like copper care or intra hoof sol, which is
The copper
I don't know,
sulfate
somewhere over
solution.
there. Yeah, the green. If you ever notice the pigs having green hooves or a little bit of green spray like on their skin by their legs, that's a spray that we use for the pigs who have cracks as well. So once a day at breakfast, they get their little intra hoof sol spray as well. So we definitely commit like a lot of time and energy and resources and stress into the pig feet.
Yeah, like with them individually, but also in their environment. Like we're always hyper aware of the areas that they're walking in and make sure there's no rocks.
Yeah,
making
rock
sure
pickup. That's a good one.
potholes. Yeah, I had that on the weekend. I put
Yeah.
it on the list. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, I looked at Sammy's area and I just saw like all these little rocks.
Yeah.
And they come up from the earth year to year, so we're just always checking on those kind of things, making sure there's not too much mud, which is pretty impossible to
Yeah, we do our best.
do
Yeah,
anything with.
Sammy's herd, I think a couple weeks ago, they had just a random big hole in the ground as well. I remember that got filled in as soon as it was noticed.
Yeah, sometimes
So
we get a heavy rain and we just see
Weird
those
things.
areas like wash out. So.
yeah, weird things happen.
Yeah, all about pig hooves and all about Winnie's hoof, and we will keep you posted here on Bear Care and Barnside, and hopefully that little wonderful boot stays on.
Yeah, we're hoping so. She does look
It's on
very
there.
cute.
That's like the top layer, but underneath is kind of that like plasticky form molded,
Yeah.
and there's glue and there's just all kinds of things in there, and then
Yeah,
the hoof block
the
is
wooden
in there.
block. Yeah, many different layers. Yeah, it was super cool. It was definitely like a very creative solution.
Yes.
So
There was a level of creativity in there that wasn't just medical. It was like
yeah,
a little bit of an art form.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I'm manifesting all the best for her.
Everybody in the comments is
Yes,
too.
please.
But yeah, she's a good spirits.
Yes, yeah. And she had a really nice belly rub afterwards. I think that's one of
Yeah.
those photos. Yeah, when we brought her home, Jack gave her a belly rub.
Yeah, she was happy, even though she was really mad in the pig shoot she forgave us very quickly.
Yeah. Oh.
She's getting a lot of attention from folks, lots of little grass nibblings from the volunteers. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, she's coming.
She's so cute.
Yeah, she's been very busy. And drink some water. Just everything she does is so perfect.
Oh, she's drinking water. I'm not gonna turn this around. I don't have time.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways,
Very cute.
Thank you so much for being part of that Bear Care community. It's lovely to spend time with you all here. Always look forward to our updates on Bear Care Corner, and we will see you again next week.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye, everyone.